Hello everybody, it is Refresh, and I am here to do some more drafting. I'm just going to do the draft portion tonight because I've got a lot to still do tonight, and so I don't have a lot of time to play. I am trying to take care of some duties, but we're going to do a draft, at least the draft part of this, because that still takes some time. Hope everybody's plans for New Year's are going to be enjoyable, all things considered. Stay safe. Don't endanger yourself or anybody else because of this disease that's going around. But I still hope that your New Year's will be celebratory. We made it to 2021, and hopefully it'll be a better year. I'm looking forward to us being able to put one of these pandemic feet in the grave so that we don't have to deal with this anymore. Get back to the life that we had before. I don't think it'll be the same, perhaps, as before. You don't go through one of these sort of events without having to adjust a little bit inside yourself to a life that went through one of these major international incidents. But oh wow, we lost a seat. Am I being too talkative? Come on, I want to draft. I want to get a deck together. Let's do it. Yes, one more. We'll get there. But what are your wishes and hopes for 2021? In terms of Magic, I just want to do better than the last third of this year, where I've definitely not been doing so well with Zendikar and burning out all the gems that I've earned prior. Here we are. First pack, Scroot Swarm is a bomb. All you have to do is have some lands on the battlefield. This grows to be immense. I am passing by Lull Mage's Dominance and Mara Wizard. I love both of these cards. They're both very strong. And also Thwart the Grave is really good in a Cleric's deck, but Scroot Swarm is really strong, and I don't feel good passing that. And it fits into any deck that you can just splash one green into, so I think I take that one card. Next pack has... I'm not really hot on Kazul's Fury. I like Into the Royal decent. Rabid Bite is removal, and it is in green. So maybe I should just stay in green and take the Bite. Yeah, Adventure is not as good. Kazul's Fury is okay, but I don't know if I want it as much as... I think Into the Royal is strong enough that I would take it over Bite. Yeah, I think it's strong enough that I take it over Bite. But, there's an argument for that. This is only good in the Rogue's deck, I think. And then elsewhere, this is removal. It's in red. It's expensive. It's not as flexible. Yeah, this is some okay red stuff. I think it's really between Bite, Royal, and maybe Kazul's Fury. And I'm going to take the Into the Royal. All right, Lithoform Engine is expensive. It does interesting things, but it is very expensive, and I don't know that I have what it takes to get there. Journey to Oblivion is good removal. And, there's no good green cards. There's no good blue cards. So I could take the Lithoform Engine and just see if I can get it to work. But it's so expensive that I don't know that I want to try. But, yeah, none of the... I guess the Hellion's decent. I think I'm just going to take premium removal, though. Yeah. And I don't know which color is going to be the color for me. Okay, this is a turning point. Blue is clearly not very good here, but we have two good white cards here in terms of removal. We also have the Gnarly Colony, which goes really well in green. I think I take this other white removal. I like this Kabir takedown as well, but this is just more unconditional. This you need to have a board for it to be good, so I think we're going to take the Binding. And then, okay, this is a little bit harder. It looks like red is being passed. I'll take the Rockslide Sorcerer. It's very good if I can get the spells going, and maybe I'll be a spells deck. Maybe, I don't know that the blue here is that good. This is not that good, except in rogues. Yeah, I'll take the Sorcerer. I think it's high enough power level that I am happy to take that. Next, I would take This is removal. This is white and green, and that would play well with these two. I could just take the pure white card and the Felidar, the green card and the Bite. I'll take the Yasharn. See if I can get there. Yeah, nothing really good in here in terms of what I want. Red's not doing so hot. There's this adventure. I guess I can try to play a party deck. Blightblade and Snarecaster aren't really what we're interested in here. Pressure Point's not what we're interested in, so I think it's one of these green cards. I could take this and see if I can play a party deck. Yeah, let's try it. And then now I want I'm gonna take the Survivor because it's a little bit more flexible than the Brute, which does give me some party synergies, but yeah, we'll take that. So I think we might splash this. I don't think we're into the Royal. The blue is just not being passed. So maybe we're in some sort of green-white sort of build here. We'll see what else we can get. Like, I'm not 100% certain which way I'm going here. I like our white a little bit better than our green, although I do like the Screwsaw. Yasharn is okay, but Yasharn's not great. He doesn't empower the landfall decks, though. Bailoff, yeah, that fits good into the aggressive theme. Doesn't fit as good into the party theme, so not as good with the adventure, but hopefully we can get some pack pieces back. Dauntless Survivor, I think, is the one. Definitely want to have that early curve if I'm going to be a bit more aggressive here. And I don't think Rockslide Sorcerer is going to make it at this point. I don't really have enough cards that work well with it. So maybe white and green is where we're at, and we can try to make this work. I don't know 100% that this is where we are. Like, I'm a little bit heavier in green, but I think our white's better. So I gotta think. We'll see. We'll see what comes around. But I do not want to spread myself too thin. But these are the signals that are coming back, right? There's a lot of green cards that are getting passed back to me. Blue cards dried up. And the Binding and Journey to Oblivion came later than expected, so maybe nobody's in white. Or we take the red card. Like, I don't really care that much about this card, and I'm not in blue, so we'll take the Hellion. Maybe we'll stay in red. We're not going to take that. We'll take the Barrage. Alright, we could still be in red. I could drop the white as well, I guess. I don't want to, because, you know, we have two really good removal spells, but, you know, the Hellion came back pretty late, and it's a decent card. So I shouldn't ignore that. And the Synchronized Spellcraft came back late, too. It's a good card. Blightblade. Okay, so maybe we're like a red. I like the Channeler a lot. Just the fact that this gets you looting is pretty cool. The other option is I could Journey to Oblivion. I think I'm going to drop the Binding at this point. Maybe I'll splash white for these two. That makes the McKinney Stampede decent too, but I think the Channeler is good enough that I will take it over the Stampede. Yeah. Although this Journey to Oblivion is really good too, but yeah, we'll take the red card. I'm just trying to read the signals and stick to what I've been given. If the Journey to Oblivion makes it all the way around, it's not going to make it all the way around. Somebody's going to take that card. Like, that's a clear sign that white is open, but, you know, we got past some decent red commons, and so it feels like red is open. And we got the Arbor Mage, which is pretty good. I like the Bailoff as well, but I think the Arbor Mage is the way to win, whereas the Bailoff doesn't quite do that. Or, it's a common. There's a better chance I might get one of those back. Yeah. This is good in that deck, but we're not playing that deck. Tizzy Raptor would be good if we're playing the white-green landfall deck, but I don't know that we're playing that either. And I don't need those colors. I guess this will let me splash blue, but I'm not trying to splash blue, so Arbor Mage it is. And I don't know if the adventure is going to make it. This would need to be a... I guess if I just had a couple characters. I mean, I don't know if Sorcerer is going to make this deck. I guess... Yeah, I don't know if it's going to make the deck or not. We'll see. Okay. This is a strong white card. I take the Pack Beast, I guess. I mean, I'm not playing blue. I could take the Might of Marasa, but that's not as good. Undo Inversion is a good card. And I think maybe I take it. But I think the Pack Beast gets me more party flavor. I guess I don't need party flavor. This is good, though, with the Rock Slide Sorcerer as well, but I think I just take this and use it as my land to splash, but maybe also use it, maybe also cast it. It's expensive. It's 2 white, but, you know, I have Yasharn in here as well. And so getting white lands isn't the worst thing in the world. This, I don't want to try to splash black. That's just dumb. And I am a fool, but I'm not that much of a fool. I'm not 100% on party, and I'd rather take this land that's also a spell. Visionary's not bad either. But I'll take the land that's a spell. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm doing this right. We'll see. We'll see. If any color can splash, it's green, so... We're still only on pack 2. I don't feel too bad about this. This hasn't been like the train wreck that some of my previous drafts have been. See, there's another binding, but the ooze is just strong. Like, the one color that I feel certain about is green. And this just solidifies it more. It works really well with our 2 Dauntless Survivors. I have both of these crazy bombs. That's fun. It could end up that red and white are both splashes as well. That's also entirely possible, and just deep on green. We can take a Gala Bed of Recovery. Visionary. I like the Recovery. That's a land that's also a spell. I do like the Visionary and another Survivor. I think both of those would be good, but I'm going to take the land that's a spell. We'll take this. A land that's also a spell. I like the Kazandu Stopper as well. But this can get us a card in the late game and, you know, beef it up. So I think I'm on the turn Timber here. Rabid Bite is removal. Brushfire Elemental could play pretty well in an aggressive deck if that's what I am. Yeah, Spikefield Hazard is pretty good too. I'm going to take the 2-color. It's not going to roll back around. And then we'll take the Stampede. I think it's slightly better than the Lagok. We're already something resembling a real deck, so I don't need the Lagok, even though it's probably a better card. And yeah, Electromancer's not bad. Might isn't bad. I could also take the Snarecaster as a blocker. Maybe I'll take the blocker. Okay. I think a 2-drop. Let me see where my... I don't know how many of these that I want. Maybe more than one. I do have some landfall triggers. I'll take a Might. I like getting the Survivor back. It tells me that green is pretty open. Relic Robber is okay. Minotaur, Balaged. This can be good if you're being aggressive. Like it, and if you can get it in, it does do some damage. Is it good enough in limited though? Like, would I rather have it over a Minotaur? Reclaim the Waste, Synchronized Spellcraft? Let's try it. Like, I'm doing all right on number of cards here. I like this card. That helps the party theme. It's a creature. It's a land. Like, that's all really good. These two are decent, but you know, I'll take the 6-drop. World Sculptor is right in our colors, and so I like that. I'm definitely good on creatures, and I think it's time for me to really pay attention to what kind of land fixing that I can get here. So Adventure Awaits is not that. That's a 2-drop. That's the removal. I think I don't want another white removal. I'm gonna take the I keep saying that I don't want another white removal, but it seems to be the better removal. It just kills everything. So I gotta get more fixing. Or I can take Morag, the Fury of Akum. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the Veteran Adventurer. You're not doing anything for me. Nectarpod. I don't really need any of these. I'm gonna take the red removal. I don't think I'm gonna play it, but I'll take it. I'm splashing. I have 2 of these tap lands to splash with, so that's not the worst thing in the world. You can get a land too, so you're kind of a way to get lands. But I wish one of those green land drawing cards came back around. This is a way to get land as well. It's not the best way, but it is a way. Do I want another Electromancer, I guess, is the question. That works better with the Rock Slide Sorcerer. How am I doing on creatures? I got a lot of creatures. I think I'm actually on Cleansing Wildfire here. Odd as that sounds. Just because what it does for my deck is a little better. I'll take a Lagok. I'm probably not playing that, though. So there's something resembling a deck here. I could cut all the white and I still probably make this work. Like if I cut, let's say I cut all the white here, right? Oh, we'll take this 5-drop removal spell, sure. And Yasharn, and then that's still a deck that I have to cut stuff from. So it's not the best deck. Like white does get me all this fantastic white removal. But I'll take the 2-drop, I think. Let me see here. Wizards, Warriors. Probably the 2. And then another Lagok. It's probably in this curve here. Another Synchronized Spellcraft. And a Cleansing Wildfire. I don't think I'm gonna play a second one of those, right? Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? Utility Knife. Okay. Alright, so I have some choices to make. This is an interesting conundrum because white does get me some powerful cards. But the splash does destabilize my deck. These are all really powerful cards to get if I had played white. But not playing it means that I have less removal, right? I have, yeah, Molten Blast. Yeah, it's Sizzling Barrage, the Synchronized Spellcraft. So taking it out would destabilize, or adding it in would destabilize my deck. But these journeys are really strong. Veteran Adventurer could fit in because now I have like Rogues, Warriors, and Wizards in this deck. I don't have Clerics, but that makes this guy good as well. All right, so let's make some choices here then. I have tap lands. I have 4 tap lands. So this is a bit more of an expensive deck, so I kind of want to have 18 lands at least. So I can cut 3 lands, but I would still have to cut 8 more cards on top of that. So let's see what cards that I should be cutting here. I don't know that I have enough ways to get the Relic Robber in. If I had one of those kites, I think it would be good, but I don't think it's good enough where I am right now. I like the Cleansing Wildfires with our Landfall creatures. I think we are pretty full up on the expensive creatures here. And I think Veteran Adventurer is probably not good enough as a result. I think Rock Slide Sorcerer is probably going to get cut too. We have 4 Wizards. We have a good amount of instants and sorceries. So there's an argument for the Sorcerer. But yeah, this is a good card. But again, I'm so full up on spells in the expensive slots, so I don't necessarily want to play them, especially because I have this and this. These are both pretty strong, and play with Landfall. So the Cleansing Wildfires are actually pretty good for me. And I don't think I play the white. I mean, Yasharn would be pretty strong in here, but I think it would destabilize my deck too much. He would be better than the Legox though, so maybe. But I'd need white mana, right? And that's just really destabilizing, since I don't have any good fixing. I guess Cleansing Wildfire is fixing as well. So let's try it. Let's do this. We'll put in the Stampede and the Ondu inversions because they're just white tap lands anyways. If I got rid of these, then I wouldn't need as many lands. Yeah, you're saying 3. But they're just white lands to me. They just come in tapped. I could probably cut like one of these. I'm just making it harder for myself putting more cards in here. So I'm not really doing party, so I can cut the Snarecaster. I don't think I need that level of defense. I don't know that I need the Blight Blade, because again, I'm not doing party anymore. Yeah, I don't really need the rogues, so I can cut those two. I still need to make a bunch more cuts. Now, I do have to... How many lands? Tap lands do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 spell lands. So I can cut a bunch of spells as well, or cut a bunch of lands. Like 4, maybe 4 lands. That means I have to cut 6 more cards. Maybe 3 synchronized spellcraft is too much, even though it is removal. I don't want all of the Legox, so we can cut that. Maybe that's too many Dauntless Survivors. Molten Blast can go. It is one of my cheap removals. Cheap-ish removals. I guess Sizzling Barrage is worse than Molten Barrage? Molten Blast? Because it's more specific. That cuts on my spell count a bit. I think one of these should come back in, but I'm not sure which. I don't think I'm super aggressive, right? I think I'm a bit more mid-range, so this Sizzling Barrage might not be as good. Molten Barrage might be better. Or Molten Blast, I mean. Recovery will get back my bombs, and this deck is chocked full of them, so I do want to keep that. Sorcerer will get decent incremental damage, so I don't want to lose that either. Just killing X1s feels good. So cut maybe 2 more cards here, huh? Maybe the Might is not good enough in this deck? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 17 is 23. So cut 3. So I need to cut 3 more cards. Let's see. I guess this Legox. I don't really care much for the Legox. Hellion is alright. I think this is good to pick these back up. I'm definitely going to cut a couple planes. For sure. Like, I don't need that many. I only have 1 white card that I need to cast as a white spell. And it actually fishes up a planes, so maybe I cut 3 planes. Then I have 4 for this 1 card. And this will pick up one of these planes, so I'll have at least 1 of the white lands. So, and then I'll just cast the other one if I need to. So that gets my lands to where I need them, I guess. I have... How am I doing on green versus red? It's fairly even. So I probably need to put in I have 1, 2, 3 tap green lands and 1 tap red land. So I should actually take out a forest and put in a mountain. Yeah, to even that out. Okay. So my lands are stabilized at 14 plus 4 is 20, which is good. I need to cut 2 more cards then. I guess I can cut 1 more survivor. It's not as strong in my deck. It's good with the ooze. Maybe that's enough to get rid of the ambusher. And put the survivor back. I like the ambusher a lot though. As a 1/3, it can... I think it's a better common for sure. But my deck is like really full of stuff right now. Like I'm really considering cutting the sorcerer. We have 11 spells, 4 wizards. That's 15 things that can cause it to trigger, though. That's really good. I don't know. If you have thoughts, let me know. Like, this is definitely not an easy... Some easy picks here. I guess I can cut 1 Cleansing Wildfire. Like, I do like the Landfall triggering effect. But it is a sorcery, so I can't surprise my opponent with it. The green one, the Roiling Regrowth, I think would be better. And is this the deck? Hold on, we're at 40 cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tap lands plus 12, 18, 20. So this is the I guess this is the deck. We have 2 fixing in Yasharn and Cleansing Wildfire to help get the plains. We have 4 white lands for the 1 Yasharn. And then we can try to get fixed to cast the Ondu Inversion or the Makindi Stampede later. So they're just basically plains. Tap plains, which is slightly worse than plains, but plains for me. We have lots of spells. We have lots of creatures. Yeah, I guess this is the deck. I'm still a little unsure about this Teeter Peak versus the Dauntless Survivor, because I think this is a better card, but I think this is better in this deck just because of the ooze. Yeah, I think that's correct. All right, so this is the deck here, and Phylath works really well with the ooze as well. Yeah, I think this is the deck, and the fortification works. Okay, so there's good enough synergy to make this the deck. So this is a deck that I have. I'm gonna start playing it tomorrow, not tonight, just because I have too much to do. But if you found, let's save this. If you enjoyed this draft, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my streams, you can hit subscribe. I'll be playing some more tomorrow, or I'll be actually playing games with this deck tomorrow. But until then, this was Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Good night.